Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and we're here to talk about the post-election results that we have seen so far. It's about 2.5 weeks since the Trump win, when on November 6th, early morning in the United States, President-elect Trump was announced. Since then, what we've been seeing is cabinet formations where the president-elect is choosing who he wants, and they are obviously very much in line with his thinking. You're talking tariffs, you're talking immigration control, you're talking relaxation, be it the SEC, where Mr. Gensler is leaving, one thing after the other, as to the easing up to make American business easier and to be protective. I'm not saying that's the best thing we can do, but I am saying it is what he has been threatening to do, and choice upon choice is fitting into that. So where have we gone so far? Well, the one thing you can count on, the U.S. dollar has soared. I don't think there's any question about that. It has taken off, and it is just trampling and trampling all the currencies that are basically against it. Now, some of them better than others, but as a whole, the dollar index has just soared to new highs. What else have we seen? Well, if you look at stock indices, I wish I could tell you that they have just picked up and they've run. What they've done is, after the election, they rallied. The NASDAQ actually made new highs. Other indices basically did not. Then they fell back. And now this week ending, today, the 22nd of November, could easily be that we'll mark on our charts that this is the week that marked the beginning of the Santa Claus rally, where the markets like to rally from this point into year end. I could be wrong by days, but I do think you're going to get a year-end rally, and I think it'll be interesting. But what I also think is, for next year, you could have more problems, because I think the market's bought forward an awful lot, and I want to make that clear, an awful lot of what to expect out of 2025. You may start off with a bang, but once those policies kick in, where do we go? If you look at U.S. interest rates, they're not declining. They're not rallying anymore. They've just sort of gone soft, but the reality is, in the U.S., you've got nearly a 7% mortgage. You've got a 4.4, 4.3 rate in the 10-year note. You can argue very easily that by historic standards, the interest rates in the U.S. are not all that high, but you can't argue the fact that we're used to a zero interest rate from the pandemic, and at these rates, businesses have to adjust to them. Yet, as bad as it sounds, you still have gone up this year how many times to make new highs in the U.S. stock indices? Gold, after the election, gold went from roughly $2,800 to $2,550, and it is now back to $2,730. You talk a wild ride, it's probably the wildest ride right now in the futures markets. So these are the things you have to keep your eye on. The other thing that has to be settled, what's going to happen between Russia and Ukraine? Russia employed a new type of missile. Apparently it uses high speed. They are claiming, I'm talking Putin is claiming, that the weapons given to Ukraine won't protect them against this missile. Well, it's hypersonic, apparently. It's a ballistic missile that does that. He fired an experimental one, and now he's saying that he's going to ramp up production. We'll see. Everybody's posturing to see, can President Trump, when he becomes president, do something to end this? And one thing he'll do is he's going to tell NATO, the U.S. doesn't want to spend more. The other thing he's going to tell Ukraine is, you see what land you've got, what land you've lost, let's make that the new boundaries. We'll see how that plays out. So that's what you have to deal with Ukraine. And of course, Israel. Will that war wind down? So those are the things that I think you look at this point in time. That's how you point yourself going into one of the quieter weeks of the year, Thanksgiving week in the U.S. And from there, trading generally does pick up, believe it or not, right into the Christmas time frame. To help you with that, all you need to do is go to the IraEpstein.com website. That's it. My name, IraEpstein.com. These will change every day, basically. 4 new videos a day. If you become a subscriber to where I say, buy here, sell that, do this, do that, well, that's in the research, and you can go in here and see the different type of programs that we have for you. If you want to learn, we have courses galore that you can learn how to trade, what to do, Bollinger Band courses. We have plenty of free offers to help you get going with your trading, including charting software, including mobile apps, including research that we can send to you. So take advantage of all this by going to iraepstein.com, and I'll catch you in our next report.